يسعدنا أن نلتقي معكم في الملتقى الأخير لنادي الموارد البشرية للعام 2015، والذي وكما عودناكم دائما سيكون متميزا باستضافة متحدثين من شركات عالمية رائدة ومتميزة ومعروف عنها استخدامها لآخر تطبيقات وأحدث تطبيقات الموارد البشرية وعلومها.
I'll start with why Smart City, and in Microsoft we call it City Next. It's a brand for Microsoft towards the Smart City initiative, and I'll talk about quickly the framework for our City Next initiative. I'll touch on the modern workplace to make it as much as possible relevant to government and HR audience, and if time will help us, I'll also show you a demo that we did with Dubai in what we call the personal dashboard. It's an exciting project that we're doing with the government of Dubai. Now, there is no smart city without a smart government. So basically, I think it's one of the very important component for any smart city. And I think maybe that's how we're relevant to basically HR and government employees. So I think from HR and data, the modern workplace to me is how you get the data, analyze it, and share it, right? And today, I think if you want to be a smart government, it's clearly that you want to have access to data at any time, from anywhere, and from any device, right? So these three things, if you can achieve it, I think that's how you can achieve really a smart government or a smart workplace.
But what I want to do is give you a little bit of an overview of the Boeing organization, talk a little bit specifically focusing on our talent management and our leadership kind of development programs that we have in place, and how we're trying to utilize that within this region to develop some of our work employees and obviously the workforce that we have here throughout the region. So one of the other focuses that we have, having a laser focus on talent, really identifying those key performers in the organization. Who is the top talented individuals within the organization? And how do we nurture those individuals so that Microsoft don't steal them or anyone else? And that's part of the challenge that we have. And in providing those talented individuals with the right experience, something that really is going to benefit them from the knowledge, something that is practical that they can use in their everyday job, life, and work experience.
I guess first of all, I'd like to thank our speakers here today for taking the effort to prepare, and two great brands, I'm sure you'll agree, to come and talk to the HR Club. I'd also like to thank our colleagues at FAHA, Dr. Abdul Rahman, and the team. Many of you will know CIPD, and we work in partnership with the FAHA team in terms of content and these events. So it's great to be here. My job's easy today. It's purely about facilitating questions. I'm going to start with you, Richard, if I can, because Boeing is a US-centric organization, as you've talked about. I wondered, and with the focus of the business growth in this part of the region, how important is it for your business to grow national leaders? And what plans do you have in place to do that?
I think that it's absolutely critical that we develop our employees where we're based. I think from the philosophy of the organization, one of the key strategies that we have was to deploy our international footprint.
But I wondered, from within Microsoft, from a workforce perspective, what workforce challenges do you perceive that Microsoft face, and perhaps Dubai as a nation faces, in terms of the skills that will be required to make Smart City happen? What do you see as the challenges as a Microsoft employee?
Okay, well, so I agree with you. I think we're fortunate to be in this part of the world. I think it's maybe one of the only few places where the private sector is behind the public sector. It actually interesting for us because we keep working hard really to catch up with the public sector. So that's really very interesting. I mean, especially being in Dubai, they really make us work hard to basically cope with all these kind of initiatives and aggressive deadlines. Now, when it comes,
I really like the technology where you mentioned about the Service Hub and the personal dashboard. And I was thinking if there's anything for the employees where, for example, they could touch the button, or it could maybe measure their pulse, and it could tell them that you are ready for promotion, go seek the DG, for example. Or maybe something like tells you like maybe you are ready for the next competency level or training, for example, or maybe you are stressed out today and you'd like to maybe take rest and so on. So there are a number of ways you could think about it. So this is where I would like to know if there's any effort or maybe some innovative ideas being around this.
Basically, today, with your ERP and employee self-services within HR, I think there is a big room for, by the way, most of our dashboard and what we call the BI that we sell is definitely for enterprises and for employees and not for basically citizens.
Before they were talking about work-life balance, now they are talking about how to integrate actually work in your life. So you are sitting at the dinner and you are still working, and you're in bed and you are working, and you're going to wake up brushing your teeth and you are working. And so that's going to create a lot of stress and stuff. So, unfortunately, suicide rate in the upstream oil and gas industry has just increased in the U.S. because of the, because of what's happening and so forth. So how is that going to impact Boeing view of their strategies, since this is going to definitely impact
suicide rates increasing and work-life balance? I think that, in my view, that's a quest. I don't think there's ever, you've got two opposing sides. You've got the work and the leaders wanting more money, more profits. You've got employees wanting to spend more time with families. And those two things are never going to harmoniously live together. But the challenge, as you know, what we've heard previously, effective leadership is the only way to address that. And if you feel that actually just pounding your employees day in, day out is the effective leadership, then you need to go to the courses we run, because that's not the kind of philosophy. And there's a statistic that people don't leave companies, they leave managers.